Yes. No doubt. So man, how cold is it down there or warm is it down there?
Oh no, it's not bad. It was like 50 degrees today, maybe.
Okay.
Not too
Do-
bad. Now it was cold. Now last week it was cold. Now we had guys on for official visits, man, and we didn't go outside. I mean, we just did building, walk in, walk out, and we just did that for the whole official visit. So we never went outside, never toured, other than riding around in the vans and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Gotcha.
last week was pretty cold now, but it wasn't too bad. This week been pretty good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you guys get any snow down there or
Up in Georgia, so we right on the cusp. I don't know if you know what Tuskegee is, but it's right Montgomery, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama,
okay.
right in there. So we didn't get anything, but Atlanta's only an hour and a half away, and we had no snow here, but in Atlanta we got tons of it.
Okay.
So
Since
yeah,
you've been down there, has there ever been snow and just like does it like the town shut down? Like I'm from the Midwest, so I'm from Minnesota originally, so
yeah,
like
yeah. Nah,
I'm
they gonna
used
shut
to
it
snow
down
and
now.
stuff.
If they think it's gonna snow, it's gonna shut it down.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah, nah, they gonna shut the city down. They think it's gonna snow because you're not equipped for it. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So you're not equipped for um shovel, show trucks and the sand and the salt and everything you need. You don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So um so the best thing you do is tell everybody don't stay, nobody get on the road.
I got you, man. So it was last week, like if you guys went to the grocery store, it was like pretty much cleared out then?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. They everything gone. Everything, all the water, all the tissue, paper
That was wild.
towels, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is out of there, you
Oh
know.
man, that's
And
crazy.
then they do all that, then it don't rain. I mean, then it don't snow. You know what I'm saying? So
Fair
then it's
enough.
like, yeah, because they were saying down here, they were saying that the weather people was in cahoots with the weather people in stores were in cahoots together because
Okay.
everybody went to buy everything, and then you didn't have anything that ended up being sold.
I got you, man.
I mean,
Uh,
you didn't have anything that was needed because the stores never closed.
oh wow. That's
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of get started, Coach. I just want to say thank you so much for being on here and willing to present. The big thing about doing these clinics is just to give back to the coaching community and just show love to the D line play. That's why I started this page was to really show appreciation the D line play and give guys different venues to learn different techniques or watch different pass rush and just giving back to the community. That's a big reason why I started this. And this is your room and floor coach. I'm gonna turn off my mic and camera. If you got any questions, let me know. All right, brother.
Okay. Yes, sir. So now, am I able to share a screen? What do I have to do for that?
I think you should be able to. Let's see.
Because right now they see you guys see your stuff, right? They don't see mine. Am I
Let's
correct?
try putting on a second stream. Let's see if you can they can
Okay.
see that.
I think I'm good here. Let me see.
Okay.
See what we got here. You guys
Yep.
got me
So,
now?
yep. So it's starting to share the screen now. It's all yours, brother.
All right. Go ahead. Get going. Good. You guys here? Everybody's good. We good to go?
Yep. Should be all good, coach.
Okay, all right. All right, guys. Good evening, guys. This is OC Williams, defensive coordinator, Tuskegee University down here in Middle Alabama, close by Auburn. You guys are not familiar with it. It's close to Auburn, between Auburn and Montgomery. It's about 30 minutes south of Auburn University. Division two school down here in the SIC conference. Been here for going into my second season. My 23rd year coaching, actually, and been on the defensive side pretty much the whole way except one year in 2005. Actually, I coached at East Mississippi. Coached receivers for 1 year over at Last Chance U. So you guys saw the documentary. So I wasn't on there. That was after me, but um, coached there for a year. But other than that, I've been coaching on the defensive side. Started as a receivers coach. I'm sorry, started defensive back coach, but moved to defensive line in 2015. So I'm going on 10 years defensive line. And be honest with you guys, I'm probably going to try to stay right here, man. I really love working with the defensive line. I think uh, it's a specialty. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think it's a position where your individual time and stuff like that is really you utilize more than other positions. I mean, it's like a canvas where it's nonstop. Like you always can add drills, you always can add different techniques, you always can find new ways of doing things. So, what I wanted to do is talk to you guys a little bit today about just stopping the run, playing with multiple fronts, trying to make sure that you're giving them offensive guys things to work on, things to look at. Because one thing that happens, I think, sometimes when you got, especially when you got a few good players, you get a little too basic. I think sometimes you kind of just sit there in your 4-man front, or sit there in your 3-man front. You don't really move the guys. You really don't change things up. You got 3 technique that really can win. How about giving him the opportunity to exchange gaps, put more pressure on the offensive guard? I tell anybody has been a play caller on defense, I'm really trying to play against those offensive linemen and those quarterbacks more so than trying to outsmart their coordinator, if that makes sense. So if I can get those offensive linemen, quarterback, those guys to be thinking on the run, the better opportunity I have to win the game and the better opportunity I have to be successful. So I want to take you through a couple things that could possibly help you guys out, in that aspect, and answer any questions that could be answered as we go along. All right. There's one thing, like, I think everybody should have a philosophy. Everything have something you believe in, something that you want to make sure that this is how we operate. And ours is Code Black. Okay, it's who we are, how we operate. Everything we talk about is Code Black. It's playing hard, playing smart, playing together. So everything we do is based off that. So anything schematic wise, anything effort, attitude, anything like that, always goes back to, are you playing Code Black football? And funny thing, I was, been like different schools I've been at, we always had a way to implement this within my position group, within my defense as a whole, and even as a team, just trying to make sure that we have something that we can really rally to anytime when things get hard. You always got to be able to go home. Anytime you have a situation where something's going on and you don't have the answer, you always got to have something you can go back to. This is what we're doing. Okay. So we get in games, it's fourth quarter, game's tight, and we break on Code Black. And we ask, are you playing Code Black football? So regardless of we playing a 0 blitz or we dropping 8, are you playing Code Black football? And that's what we try to put on the players to make sure that they understand, like, this is our rally cry. And that's what we always try to stick to. All right. A couple things right here, just going through it. A couple things, may can help you from not so much of just a defensive line standpoint, but just a football standpoint in general. Okay. As a coach, just make sure anything you tell the kids, make sure you guys are doing that yourself. Okay. We tell the kids work hard. We tell the kids be on time. We tell the kids know what to do. Okay. Make sure we're doing those things also. Because what happens is you kind of get lax. You kind of get, a little cool, kind of know what's going on, kind of know what time the coach is going to allow you to be there, all those type things. But that's not really helping the program, So whatever you're telling your kids to do, make sure as a coach, make sure you're doing the same things, okay? Secondly, have a genuine care for the team, for the players, okay? Really be concerned with their day-to-day activities. Be concerned with their day-to-day life, because their attitude to what they're doing is going to have a direct correlation to how you perform and your success, So, you can't have your kids, having situations at home and we don't know about them. We're not there for them, things like that. So just make sure anything that the kids going through, make sure you have a genuine respect for them, have a genuine care for your teammates. For your players, okay? Take field goal block serious. Okay, that can change the game. Okay, a lot of us on here are defensive line guys, right? So if you coach defensive line, you have a direct reflection of field goal block. Okay, Don't take that as a time off. Don't let the guys relax on that because that 1 point can really change the football game. That 1 point right there really changed how offensive coordinators have to call the game, if that makes sense. So, like, if it's 13-12 or 14-12 as opposed to 13-10, that's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge difference on the whole landscape of the end of the game. So now a team is going for a tie instead of going for a win. Okay. Or your team is going for the tie or win as opposed to being down 4 points. So just make sure we take that serious. Okay, have a plan for the whole practice. Defensive line guys, I know when they're doing kickoff team, they're doing punt team. Okay, that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever your coach allows you to have. That's time where you can go down there and work a little pass rush drill. I use all special teams for pass rush, so that's my thing. So anytime we got special teams, we work pass rush. So utilizing and I'm maximizing the time that's used at practice. Okay, I'm not taking those 20 minutes off. We ain't over there spraying water bottles, you know what I'm saying, for that 20 minutes that we have for special teams. We over there getting work done. And they know as soon as they hear punt team, as soon as they hear kickoff, we're rolling right to bags. We're rolling right to hurdles. We're running right to hoops. And so that way we can get extra time to do extra things. And we're maximizing the time. When we touch on the grass, we're playing football. Okay, we're not messing around with no downtime and none of that crap. If you got downtime, cut the practice down. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. If you got time to chill, then how about let's get out the field a little earlier? Let's work the whole time and get off the field a little earlier. Number 5 is play your guys. Okay, so you coach the defensive line. As many guys you got can help you, use them. As many people that you have that can get you on that field and do something, use them. If it's 3 plays, 5 plays, whatever it may be, use those guys to help your team, right? But then also guys that know you're going to play, right? If a kid know he's going to play, he going to practice hard. He going to practice hard. If he know he going to play, if he know he got a chance of being out there, he going to pay attention in the meetings better. So just, play your guys. Play your guys. You got a guy, he can't spill. He ain't that strong, but he can rush. Let him rush. Let him rush. Put him out there. Okay. Now, I'm not saying, red zone, sudden change, fourth quarter. I'm not saying all that, but if you got a guy that can get out there and give you 4 or 5 plays early in the game, that's going to keep that starter fresh in the fourth quarter, put him out there. And it's going to make your practice better. It's going to make your meetings better. It's going to make everything go better if a kid know he got a chance to play. Okay. All right. Next is do everything like someone's watching because they are, right? Okay. So we got position coaches on here that want to be coordinators, that want to be head coaches. Okay. Those administrators are watching you, right? They watch, they paying attention. Those kids paying attention. Your head coach paying attention. So just make sure you're doing everything that you got the eye on you and the eye that you want to be a certain place. If I feel like I want to be a head coach and I'm a coordinator, know that those administrative people are watching the moves I make. So now when an opportunity comes for you to do that, I'm able to do it. Okay? And the kids are watching because the kids can go back to number 1. The kids going to say, Coach, you telling me to be on time and you late. Okay? Just make sure everything we do it like somebody's watching. All right? That's my little soapbox spiel right there. Now we try to get into a little football. Okay? Now I want to show you guys this right here. Just showing about stopping the run. So this over the years for me. This is the last, I think, 7 years or whatever. We always been in the top in the country. Every school I've been at, there's 3 different schools. Okay, this is Reinhardt University, Fort Valley State University, and Tuskegee University. You see where we always ranked in the top echelon of the country in rush defense. Okay, now this past year, 2025, we're a little down a little bit because one thing was the sacks. Okay, rush defense, sacks go together. And we didn't have as many sacks as we needed to help our run defense. And then also, second thing is, we play a little different schedule here at Tuskegee. So now we end up playing, we play Jackson State, Alabama State, and those guys. So now, those guys get out there. And Jackson State had 2 boys. I think one went to Syracuse and one went to Purdue or something like that. And, we give up almost 200-yard rushing against them. I'm sick. And I see them guys go to schools they went to, and I'm like, shoot, we actually didn't do too bad out there against those guys. But it's a thing we pride ourselves on. The thing I pride myself on as a coordinator or as a defensive line coach or both, right? Which I am, is we can't let them run that ball. Okay, we cannot let offenses run the ball. Okay, we got to do everything we can, everything in our power to make sure they don't run the ball because even in the NFL, it's gonna come down to a 3rd and 2. Okay, it's gonna come down to a 3rd and 1, a 4th and 2, a 3rd and goal. Okay, and you gonna have to stop a running play. You got to fit that thing up right. You got to get great knockback. And you got to get great tackling. Okay, so pride yourself on being great on defense as far as stopping the run. Okay, we'll get to the fronts and stuff in a second. A few things right here that you can probably take with you. Be physical at the point. Okay, you're not gonna stop the run if you're not physical. Okay, I don't care if you're boxing, spilling, denting. If you're working high stabs, whatever it may be, we're gonna have to be physical. So anything we're doing, we're looking for great knockback in all of it. We tackling a guy, we want to make sure he feels it. We want to knock him on the ground hard. Okay, we want to hit him with our body, and we want to hit him with the ground. Okay, and that's anytime we tackle him. So always make sure that if you want to be good on defense, you want to make sure your guys are playing physical football. Okay. Secondly, being great at fundamentals. Okay, stopping the run. The more people you have there at the point of attack, the better you have the opportunity you have to stop the run. Okay, to get the guy on the ground. If I got 3 guys there, it's much better than having 1. Pretty simple. Okay, so let me try to make sure that I'm making emphasis on running to the football. Okay, block destruction. Be destructive on blocks. Okay, watch your overhang players. Make sure they're not getting blocked by these doggone slot receivers. Okay, they should be putting them on their butt. Okay, a defensive line, we got to win one-on-ones. If I'm one-on-one, I should be getting off. It's his job to block. It's my job to get off. So anytime I got a one-on-one, I need to win. Okay, physical on the tackles again. Want to hit him with our body. Want to hit him with our shoulder pads and helmet. But we also want to hit his butt with the ground. Knock his butt on the ground. Hit him with the ground. Okay, make him feel it. That's when the guys start shortening their steps on finishes. Okay, that's when the quarterback doesn't want to run the ball. He's quarterback. He don't want to follow no shoulders. Okay, and fourth, the takeaways. Okay, when you hit them hard, they more likely to drop the ball. When you hit them hard, guys going to the ground. When I'm going to the ground, guys start bracing for the ground. Okay, and them opportunities to punch the ball out. Okay, now stopping the run, make sure we run walkthroughs. Okay, walkthrough run fits constantly. Counter, power. Split zone, off every front you have. Make sure those guys know where to go. Make sure we got somebody for containment. Make sure we have every gap covered. Okay, who's forcing the ball? Who's the cutback player? Work on that constantly, every day. Every Wednesday, we 15 minutes right now. We in February. And we walk through counter over and over again. Pullers, pin and pull. Okay? Inside zone, we have to work on that, but it's more block destruction, forcing your gap, things like that. But the counters, where do I supposed to be? Power, where do I supposed to be? Pin and pull, where do I supposed to be? Okay? To make sure that we got everybody in the gap. Make sure we got an edge. Make sure we got everybody in the gap. And make sure everybody knows where to go. Okay. Next thing, practice against offense, one-on-one. Practice against the O-line versus D-line. Okay. Not the bags all the time. Not the hoops all the time. Not the doggone tackling ring. Get that running back versus the linebacker. One-on-one. Let those guys work on getting those guys to the ground. Okay. Another thing is stopping the run, okay? Movement and pressure on regular downs, okay? It used to be 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 6. You 1st and 10, 2nd and 7 or less, right? 3 yards less on 1st down, all that crap. This day and time, the boys going for it on 4th down now. They going. 4th and 2 midfield, they going. Used to be punt, automatic punt. Now, those guys are going, okay? So you got to find a way to get a negative. I got to find a way to get a 2nd and 11, okay? Or a 2nd and 7 turn into a 3rd and 8. I gotta find a way. So you gotta make sure you move the guys and pressure on first down. Okay, on regular downs. I'm sorry. Okay, and then lastly, make inside run a focus. Okay, inside run. We're gonna work inside run every day. Every day we got shoulder pads on. We're going inside run. Okay. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. I don't care if it's 3 minutes. I don't care if it's 10 minutes. We're gonna fit up these runs. Make sure everybody know where to go. I'll talk to your offensive coordinator. Hey, coach, can we see a counter today? Can we see a split zone today? Or whatever it may be that's giving you trouble. But most times, everybody run the same stuff. Okay. It might not be based off the same formation or things like that. But for the most part, everybody run the same stuff. So just make sure you get opportunity to work on those plays you need to run against quality opponent in practice, which is your offense, whatever your starting offense is. Good on good. I don't care what the game plan talking about. This team don't need run power. Our offense run power. Let's line up power. Let's fit it up. Okay? And let's work it constantly. All right? And these some of the schools, last 3 schools I've been at, and we've made inside run a big deal. Okay, and it got to a point where my defensive guys, they look forward to it. And you can tell the non-hitters, they're going to get a little shy, but the guys really want to play football. They get down there, and we really get after it. All right? Okay, now a little bit about us, our base alignments right here. Okay, we're mainly an over team, okay, over front, and we'll travel the front. So we'll travel the strong side in, 3 technique, the nose will go away, and then the rush in will go away. So just say in the top left-hand corner, tight ends to the left, we will call a set left. So now the 3 technique is to the strong side. 6 technique to the strong side, nose will be the back, go away, and then the rush in will go away. So now we try to make sure that we get the right people in the right spots with those. That's a big thing for us to get. You got a 3 technique that command double teams, and you got a nose guard that can get upfield and get vertical and do things like that. Then we'll try to maximize those guys' ability. Okay, if you got a 3 technique that weighs 300 pounds, and you got a nose guard that weighs 215 pounds. We don't want the 3 technique over there the 215-pound guy over there taking on double team and the big guy sitting in the line of scrimmage. Let's flip those guys, put those guys at the position where they can be great at. Okay, so now like with the strong side end, you got a guy that can handle a tight end. Let him get over to handle that tight end. Okay, and that rush on the backside, let him be the guy that's rushing, that's stunning, that's playing B gap, that's rushing the edge, things like that, spill and all that. Okay, linebackers now we'll have a Mike and a Will, and the Mike will be more your inside guy, and your Will will be kind of your in between. He can play inside or outside, and then we'll hit those guys. So we'll have the front set to the front, and then the secondary set there, straight to the pass coverage. So right now we have like a set left, and we have a read right call right here. We're just going off the top left, okay, of the spread look. Okay, so now the Mike is responsible for A gap. The Will have B or C gap, depends on the block of the defensive end. So now what we do different, I'll show you on film a little bit, is our end actually is going to play B gap on a base block or down. He actually going to be the B gap defender. So now that frees that Will up to be a space player. So now if you got a Will that ain't no big hitter, then he's covered up by the Will. By the rush in. So now the rush in to play B gap versus run, and they'll allow that Will to play in the pass lanes a little bit better than he would if he had to take B gap and also be an overhang player. Okay, so just say in the bottom left, this do set, the 2x2 set, that's to be a perfect example right there. Well, the rush in, if it was run, just say if they ran inside zone coming to the right, to our right, then the rush in would take on that tackle. He'd take him on heavy. He would actually go in B gap. So now that allows this Will linebacker right here, okay? Now he can play C, and he can play overhang on all those RPO slants, all those glasses and stuff that people run, okay? So now that's the thing that we do a little bit different right there in the most, okay? And then in the top right-hand corner, you'll see where we have a fullback. So now if we got a fullback, now those backers are going to read the fullback, okay? So let's say if they ran power, just say if the fullback went to kick the end out, the Mike will add on to the strong side to the left side. So just say, for instance, right here, if the fullback went to kick and they double down for power, correct? Block back, and then he's going to wrap. Okay, we would get that strong side in to spill it. Now the Mike is going to be fast to the edge. Okay, and then of course the wheel would be the tracker. Okay, and then now my dog safety, he would be the full cutback player, and then my rush in would be the big gap player. And on the strong side, my rover would force the edge on the front side. Okay. All right. So now, if we went the other way, just say if he inserted, which teams do, right? They run insert. So now they're reading the fullback. So now if he's inserted, with base in here, he's inserted, the mic and the wheel would fit the fullback. And these guys will stay normal. So now if it was a rock technique here, and then the dog will play the edge. Okay. Lastly, if it's split zone, just say it's split zone. They're going down, down, down. Okay. Now the end will spill underneath. The fullback is coming to the weak side. So now he's coming to the wheel. So now the wheel will be fast to the edge, and the mic actually will play a gap. Okay. So now we're gaining a guy at the point of attack because that fullback can exchange gaps that fullback can exchange the formation based on the play. So now he could go to the edge, he could insert, he could split it, right? And we're going to add a backer wherever he goes. Okay? So we're going to pull the linebackers to the fullback because now you can get power, you can get counter, get all that stuff. The fullback is going to take you to the play. Now I'm sure teams will run like our offense to do it. They'll just send this guy in a ghost deal, and they'll run outside zone here, coming this way, okay? And the backers will be falling back. But we still got enough people. We still good, okay? We still good because now we still have the rover front side if they were to do that, okay? But the thing is, when the fullback's off the ball, we're trying to add a guy to the front, okay, to the point of attack, if that makes sense, okay? Now, we call it track call. It's really just 4 eyes and head up nose. You can call it however you want to call it. And what we do is we'll sub out one of our defensive ends for a outside backer type. Sometimes we'll keep the same end in and use him as that position. And all we're doing is we're going from an even front to an odd front with the same responsibilities. So right here, that was the defensive end that was playing that 5 and playing that rock technique. Now he just lined up in his gap. Now he's playing a 4 or 4-eye, depends on the formation. This nose, we're going to send him to the running back. So now he just end up in overset. The 4-eye was the 3. Okay? So now that's the exact same thing. He had B gap anyway, but now we're just playing it from, instead of playing it from a 3 technique, now we're playing from a 4-eye. Okay? Now on the strong side, this guy was playing a 6. Now he's still playing C gap. He's just playing from a stack alignment. He's still a C gap player. So everything stays the same as far as your responsibilities run wise, right? Run the same curves in the back, but now you're doing it from a whole different front. Okay. So again, A gap, B, C, B, C. Okay. Edge. So now you're in the exact same setup as you was in the over front as you would be in the 4-eye front. And I know a lot of guys, I'm getting to the eye front stuff a little bit, and offensive guys, they really think a lot of that eye front. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't know it as much when I first started, but the more you start doing your research, you see that the eye front gives the offensive linemen and offensive coordinators, it gives them a little bit more trouble. And we didn't want to get completely into an odd defense. And so did a little research, and guys came up, we came up with this idea, not so much of us, but we just brought this to the table. Okay, we're going to run our same defense. Okay. We're going to run our same defense from odd. Exact same thing. Okay. And we're going to run it from odd. And these the linebackers still read the fullback, and we're doing the exact same stuff. We're just doing an odd front. Okay. Again, like I talked to you guys at the beginning, we want to work on that offensive line, okay, and that quarterback. So now we're starting a 6, shift to the odd front, shift back to over front, okay? And these are the same people. Or we can sub this guy out with a new guy, with a linebacker type, okay? Just depending on what we're doing, depending on who we have, okay? All right. So now let's go to a little bit of football stuff, okay? All right. And then I'll have a little open up at the end for some questions, okay? Now, right here is just a little football defensive line stuff. Make sure what we call is gap and a half. And what we try to work on is getting those those defensive linemen to be able to play two gaps. A lot of times you'll see where the defensive lineman get in there and he's, via the neck and all that stuff. I'm in my gap, but I can't help nobody. Okay. So what we work on is getting that extension, getting that lockout, and working high stab. Okay. Now, I want that inside hand on the breastplate, but he's getting great knockback. Okay. Getting his hip foot up, and his offhand is free. So now if the ball were to hit, I got offhand tackle. And make sure you coach defensive line guys, work on one hand tackling. Okay. Is huge. One hand tackling. Because a lot of time a defensive lineman is tackling with one arm occupied. So you got to work on it. Okay. And then if the ball were to go inside, say the ball go to a gap, he would snatch with his left hand, he can fall through. So we tell all our defensive linemen we want to work gap and a half. Okay? All right? Right here, work a snatch technique. Okay? You can't snatch without lockout. Big point. Okay? You can't snatch without lockout. We got to get the lockout. We got to run our feet, and then we snatch. Okay? And you see what he's doing after he snatches. He does a good job of getting back square. Because we don't want to snatch and turn our shoulders and allow the ball to go right through while we're trying to recover. So some of these snatches, back square. Snatch it, back square. Okay? Double teams. All right?
Where's the short?
Okay? All right, double teams right here. Make sure we attack the man on. Make sure we're getting locked out. So now it should look just the same with that right arm right there. You guys see it? So now with the right arm right there, he's trying to lock out. He feel pressure with the hip. All right, squat, climb through the fence, and as soon as 71 leaves, we want to show back up. Okay, because my thing with the double teams now, it could be a combo, it could be a true double team, it could be that duo bull crap teams run, right? So as soon as that guy leaves, I want to show back up ready to make a tackle. Okay, because as soon as that guy leaves, right? As soon as that guy leaves, the ball is going to come through there. Anytime you get a combo and the ball comes off, the blocker comes off, the ball going to show up right now. Okay? So as soon as that guy leaves, let me go back to it. As soon as he leaves, or if he's soft with a double team, I'm looking for the ball. Okay? So now you work clearance, right back to the football. Okay, and we good. All right? Same thing on the edge, 5 technique right here. You guys see how he's working the high stab right here? Inside arm. Now, again, I want that outside hand. He's too thick on contact right here. But I like his feet. I like how he's sprinting. Okay? He's playing in the backfield. Right? And he's getting his inside arm. Okay? To that breastplate. Now, we want it on the outside pec. It's on the inside pec. Not quite what I wanted. But he's getting the inside arm of the breastplate. And we fighting vertical. All right? Now, let's look at right here. I talked about earlier, tackling. Okay, I'm going to kind of skip through this a little bit. Okay, it's linebacker versus running back. Everybody's seen this drill. Do this stuff constantly. Okay. So D-line getting off blocks and making tackles. Okay. Linebackers tackling. One-on-one tackle. Okay. I know we like those rings and we like those hoops and tackling bags and tackling each other. Linebacker versus running back. Linebacker versus running back, one-on-one. Get him on the ground. Now, I saw this drill the other day, and I know it's like we got to move this thing back in the spring. It's too close. But anyway, get them on the ground, 1-on-1. Okay. Same thing with the DBs. Again, you want to stop the run, you got to be able to get guys down in the open field. Okay. Got to be able to get them down in the field 1-on-1. Get them on the ground. Okay. And my DB coaches, they always think I'm real simple about the defensive backs tackling. Get in front of him, take a charge, grab his jersey. Now the DB coaches, they gonna teach them leverage and the inside foot and all that crap and hit foot up and grabbing cloth and palms up. Okay, as a coordinator, as a defensive line coach, when that ball get out there, I want to see the doggone ball carrier on the ground. Okay, and we'll figure out that coach and talk later. Okay, all right. We're not gonna show this whole drill, but it's just to keep the cup drill right here. And all we trying to do work on is inside fit, outside fit. Ball coming to me, I'm fitting. Ball away, I'm folding. Okay? So the ball come to me like it is now. I'm the fitter. I'm going to take off, shoot my head across. The ball's away from me. I'm the fold player. So just say this guy were to miss outside, I have a chance to get to it. Right? If the ball get here and stutter, and cut back, I'm the fit. Because what you don't want to happen is both of those guys get right there, hit in these splitters, okay? Or the ball carrier falls off the ricochet. Ricochet means, boom, I knocked the crap out of him, but he becomes the balance and he keep running. I knocked the crap out of him, but he spin back, okay? So we have a fit player and a fold player. And we want to be good at tackling. We're going to work tackling constantly. Tackle. Okay, here we go. So now we're fishing right here. So now the two backers, you guys can see their eyes a little bit. They're reading the fullback. Okay, so now the fullback is coming back on A-gap insert. Okay, so now let's go to the end. So now when that fullback leaves, now that defensive end right here, now he's playing his normal 5. Now he's high step and playing B-gap. Okay, 3 technique, he's in base. Okay, he works the snatch technique. He's in his gap, and he's going to try to recover. So that's the drill we just saw. Snatching, back square, hit foot up. Okay, nose guard has a double team. All right, boom, double team. I'm going to stay on the double team. If the double team not strong, I can climb through the fence. Okay, you see my nose guard right there. He's working strictly on 57. He feel the pressure. He try to throw his hip into the A-gap. Okay, get small, get skinny. He don't weigh about 260. He's small anyway, so he shouldn't have that problem. Get small, get skinny, and then he working through. Okay, but he continue to work on 57. Don't put your hands on both guys. Okay, now on the back side, this is the rock technique we were talking about. Okay, we're on 53 on the offensive lineman right here. So now when he get a base block, he's going to fight B-gap. So now that frees the wheel up to float. Okay, if it was split zone coming across, if it was anything other than this right here, then the wheel would fight fist to the edge. Okay, but now he's reading the fullback because the fullback's off the line. You call it whatever you want to call it, right? So I got the fullback off the line. He can exchange gaps, right? He can stay here. He can go inside. He can come across. We got these two guys, two backers on the fullback. He inserts. We insert. And you see where the defensive, the wheel linebacker, he should be free, right? We got a base right here. So this guy's fighting inside. We have a double team right here. And this guy's reading the fullback. Fullback inserting, I'm inserting. Okay? And a big thing you want to make sure you do is make sure that those linebackers get something on the fullback, because what you can get is what? You get the pop pass. Okay? Now, that allows you to have one extra guy at the point of attack. We got 2 guys at the point of attack. Okay? Because now, if not, and this is me now, everybody do how they do it, right? If I go base outside, he's a B-gap player, he's an A-gap player, they insert, Now we got to get one of these doggone peon safeties, right, to fall in there and help out. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take care of that with the front. All right. So now that safety can kind of hold and hang. Okay. So now you see your safeties are be forward and fifth players, as opposed to being at the point of attack. Let the doggone big boys in the front take care of the run right there. Okay. Okay. Now, game action right here, double tight, ace formation. Okay. Another thing we do that's a little bit different, probably, right? How we play the region blocks. Outside zone. Okay. Outside zone. So now 55 is reaching three technique, right? He gonna pass and reach up here, right? He gonna pass and reach up. He's gonna try to scoot backside. If we lose a gap on the outside zone, let's say 55 right there, okay? If that guy's running sideways, trying to get to the trying to reach up to the next level, we're not gonna carry up and try to go back. We're gonna just take it. Okay. Now, three technique, don't fall back in the B gap. I'm sorry, A gap. Don't fall back in there. Just get vertical. We call it blasting the hip. So what he'll do is he gonna blast the hip of this guy, get penetration, knock him back. So now he can't climb to the linebacker. Now the three technique, he gonna end up in A gap. Now put the backer in B gap with nobody on him. Okay. And now also that nose guard cannot reach that three technique because he's getting vertical. Okay. And you got to see the angle of the center. He shouldn't be able to get to the Mike linebacker. Okay. Because if you go back to the beginning, they're thinking right here, up, up. Okay. So we're thinking is when this guy goes sideways, we're going to press it and we're going to just exchange the gaps. Now, the might end up getting too wide, a little soft right there. But the idea is we're going to let the doggone big boys get vertical and we're going to let the fast guys run. Okay? And that's what happens right here. So now you get the front side guys, like my three tech, like my defensive end, he's not great. He should be attacking vertical on this guy here, right? On the defense, I'm sorry, on the tight end. But now when that guy goes down, he's going to fight vertical. So now we still have an edge set on the ball. Okay. So again, not telling that three technique to no teams push, pull, karaoke. Now if it's a tight reach, just say if it's a tight reach right here, we'll try to push, pull, and get back. But if it's a wide reach, okay, we're going to attack vertical, and we're going to allow that linebacker to flow over top. So now we just exchange the gap. So that linebacker pretty much is playing cloudy clear. So now if that guy goes and that A gap is covered by the defensive lineman, which it is right now, then he going to just exchange the gap. Okay, because it's fast flow, one back set, ain't nobody pull, and they running, we running. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, same setup right here. Now, talking about the fronts. Okay. Now, exchanging the front right here. Just say, for instance, if you get a team like Allen University playing right here, and they're huge. Okay, they're huge. We'll play a bear front. We go right here, we're playing bear, except we are subbing it out. So now we have 4 defensive tackles and 1 defensive end. Okay. And this is my nose guard on the previous play. He was nose guard. He's a smaller guy. But now he's just playing a 6 technique over here. And I tell him to just play it just like a 0. Okay. So we got a 3. We're bringing another big guy. We got a 3 technique. We got a head of nose. We got a 3. We got a 6 on the backside. So now that's my defensive end right there. He's playing against a smaller tight end. So just putting 4 defensive line. They big, we big. Okay. And you see the same thing when the bear front where the guys are getting vertical push right here. So now even if this guy's trying to reach me, he get a tight reach right here. I'm going to try to push, pull, and get back. But the big thing is not to play sideways. Okay, so you see the feet of the 3 technique to the strong side right there. Doing a good job of not playing sideways, playing vertical. Okay, same thing about the backside 3 technique. Okay, now, in theory, he does get cut off, right? He gets scooped. Okay, But what he's going to do is he's not going to try to push, pull, and get back. He's going to fight vertical and put that guy in the gap. Okay, end up on the tackle. So now that's giving us a different front. So now we got base. We playing grids. We call it grids. You call it whatever you want to call it. So now what we're doing is we just subbing people out, H formation, and we playing bear front. Okay, we playing bear. He has him man to man. He has him man to man. We got two guys on the running back. And we have two corners out there. And you can sub it out however you want to sub it to make sure that you got personnel matched up. Okay? All right? Now, right here, okay, this is what we were talking about earlier. So now we're in over front. Okay? So now we got a left call, and they're reading the fullback. Okay? They're reading the fullback. So now the 6 technique is lined up in a 7 right here when the tight end's off the ball. 3 technique to the strong side right here. We got 2 out on the back side. And we got that tight 5 on the back. Okay? So now when they got pulls, let's say when he's down. So they down. It's one we just looked at, right? So we get a double team right here by the tackle. Okay? That 7 technique. Now he's spilling the fullback. The fullback stays. So now we're spilling and climbing right here. Shoulder square your spill. I always want to make sure I'm finishing square on the spills. Even if I got to turn my shoulders, get down in there, I want to finish square and vertical. Okay? Square and vertical all spills. So now the front side linebacker, the fullback does what? The fullback stays. So now he's fast to the edge. Okay? He's fast to the edge. So now when he gets fast to the edge right there, the tackle that's pulling runs a wide track. So now what he's doing is he's trying to make sure I stay tight off color. Okay? So that doggone tackle or guard that's pulling around for power, if he's not tight, our spill gonna run the track right underneath it. And that's what he does right there. You know, with a TFL. Now the backside backer should be tracking the puller. Right? And he should run a tight track to the puller. If this shoulder's down, he's kind of late on the pull. Pull's going, he should be tracking the running back. And he probably should have finished over that tackle. Now my 3 technique got to help him out. See, my double team on my 3 technique. So he get knocked in there too far. And that tackle able to come up. So he's too thick on the doggone tackle right here. So he's too thick, on the guard. He's too thick on the guard because now this tackle able to punch and climb to the backside backer. But on the front side, guys, you see the good spill and climb by the defensive end. So now that makes the puller, the tackle pull, has to run away. He has to run a wider track. It runs by the front side backer that's playing tight off color. Okay, and we still have the doggone overhang player, the safety of the rover, that's going to be out there for it. Okay, all right, this versus Jackson State right here. Okay, another thing with the front, guys, we talked about the bear front a little while. You can move to a bear front pro snap. So what we're doing right here, we just line up in our base front. Okay, but we're going to roll this down like we play cover 3 a lot. We're going to roll him down, and we're going to just bring him on and play and cover 1 behind it. So now we got a free hit in the backfield right here. And the front doesn't really change. So now you got the linebackers covering the tight end and the running back. Okay. Free safeties in the middle. These guys here cover number 2, cover number 1. So now what you end up when you slam the front, now you're just back to a bear front. So now you went from an over front to a bear front post snap. Okay. Pre-snap, we're in over. Post snap, we're in bear. Okay. So you kind of see it right here. So now we're in base, we're in over front right here, we're in a regular over. Okay, we have a 6, we have a 3, we have a 2 out or shade, depending on what the running back is, and then we have a 5 technique. Okay. Now, pre-snap alignment, what we do is with our nose guard, if the back's away from us, we play more of a 2 out because you're thinking the ball's coming towards you this direction and the combos are coming this way. If the back was over here, he'll be more in a shade. Okay, because we don't want the guy away from the back to be the climber. We want the guy to the back to be the climber. Now that gives the linebacker a better angle to get to the football. Okay, all right, so now you guys should be able to see it right here. So now we went from a base front to a bear front post snap. just by rolling his safety down and breaking him. Okay, so now post snap, we end up with a 0, a 3, a 6, a 3, and a 5 backside. Again, we trying to play against this doggone offensive line and this quarterback. Okay, here you go again. Okay, now this is power. Again, watch the linebackers playing the fullback. Double down. Defensive end spills. See it right here. Defensive end spills. See the linebackers, you kind of tell by their helmets. They're keying the fullback. Okay, they're keying the fullback right here. All right. So now he's down. Defensive end is under. Linebacker fast to the edge right here. Tight off color, fast to the edge. Backside backers tracking. Okay. Now, also, what you can do is what we're doing right here, we're slant the front. Okay. So what we're doing right here is we're lining up in an odd front. Not odd front, I'm sorry. We end up in away front. Okay. So now we got a 2 out away and a 5. Sorry, 2 out to the call and a 5 away. Okay. And all we're doing right here, we're starting under and we go back to over. Okay. Whole nother front pre-snap. So now all I want the offensive line to do is to communicate. What we about to do right here, they usually being over, now they're under. Okay. Has his right guard, has he been at every meet, every practice, paying attention, knowing that we probably gonna slam back or they gonna miss this? Same thing with the quarterback, same thing with the running back. Okay. Because now they're getting different rules based on the formation. I'm sorry, the defensive front. Right? So all we doing is now he got a 2 out of block, he got a 5, he got a stack B linebacker. Right? Post snap, we back to over. Okay, so we're back to over. So now we're back to a 3, back to a 5 under that fullback, back to a shade, back to a 5 on the backside. Okay, and it's happening post snap. Because the quarterback coordinators, they're pretty smart, right? Okay, I want to know what that fullback gonna do. What that fullback thinking right now? Is he thinking, is front coming back to me? Is he staying? Is the end gonna box it? Is the end gonna spill it? What's gonna take place? So then all of a sudden, we get a free hitter with the backside wheel. Okay, unblocked, right? Because what happened was the front changed. Okay, the front changed right here. So now those guys that guard is trying to climb. And remember, I told you I want the guy that's to the back trying to climb as opposed to the guy that's away. So now if you count right here with the guard tackle combo, this guy shouldn't have time to climb on the pull because his backer should be scraping tracking the backside puller. Okay. Now if it was that tackle like it was on the one before, that tackle got a better angle to cut that guy off. And all we did was go from under to over. Okay. And we did it post snap. All right. Same thing right here. Okay. We're going from over to under post snap. Okay. And sometimes we do stuff, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? No rhyme or reason. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm not offensive coordinator. But I'm gonna give you a different look. Okay. I gave you over. I'm gonna give you under and stay. I'm gonna give you over and go to under. Okay, we're gonna go from over to bear, and it's all within the frame of what we normally doing. Okay, same thing again. Okay, now that double team was good right here. Slanted down, good double team. We don't have nobody climbing. So now you both of your backers. Okay, good job by the spill by the defensive end right here. Good spill and climb. Okay, now another thing with the spill. What he's working right here is offhand reach. Okay, so what we'll do is we get a good spill, we get underneath that thing, and we're climbing. We'll try to reach with it offhand. Maybe I can grab a knee, grab an elbow, grab a jersey, grab a football, grab anything. Okay, and then we have a good job on the force on the front side right here. Okay, but you see on the front, you don't have nobody with those linebackers. Linebackers are free. Okay, and we're not a defensive line that stay on the line and don't let the linebackers get hit, but we do try to make sure that we're moving and create double teams. If we do get double teams, then somebody should be free. If you're not getting a double team, then you should be making plays. Okay, same thing. We line up at under, going to over. Some simple, different front. These guys got to think about this. So now the offense has insert call. Okay, so they're running insert. But what happens is that fullback thinking, I'm going to block this play side linebacker and be gap, rather to the nose guard because we're going from under to over. So now what happens again? Guys are free. Okay, guys are free. And the guy that actually makes the play is the guy that's taking on double team. Okay, but you see what happens to the fullback? Fullback thinking B gap is clear. No, B gap is closed. Okay. All right, now let's look at a little odd front here. Okay, so now this is the odd front. So now this is, call it what you want to call it. So now this is, you just got to watch the three techniques, correct? So watch the threes, now he's playing a 4-eye. Watch the shade, now he's playing a 0. We were playing a tight 5, now we're playing a 4-eye. We were playing a 5 or a 6, now we're just playing a stand-up outside guy. That's my defensive end, same guy. Okay, whole different front. And now what you see is those 4 eyes cleaning up for the defensive end, right? So now this guy was playing a 3 technique. Now he's just playing a 4-eye now. So now you go inside zone. You're thinking what, double down, read the quarterback, and they'll combo right here, and then they'll base out here, right? So now what happens is they try to base that 4-eye, right? Try to base it 4-eye, and that guard leaves 4-eye showing right back up. Okay, he's showing right back up. So now he's playing pressure key, visual key. So when he make contact with this guard, he's looking inside. I'm sorry, the tackle, he's looking inside. Okay. Guard's leaving, I'm closing down. Okay. So play side right here. They combo front side, right? So they combo on here. Okay. Nose guard does a good job commanding double team. Okay, fighting hard, stay in his gap. Same thing we just saw in individual. Okay, that hip leaves, I show back up. Okay, and the 4-eye was just a 3 technique to play before. 3 now. Okay, so now these guys have a gap. He has B, he has C. Sorry, he has B, he has C. Same exact look. So now what you can do is when you're facing these running quarterbacks, okay, you got to run a quarterback back there. Now you got a guy that's free because he got a 4-eye on it. You got a guy that's free playing the quarterback. So now you can sub it in. It can be like a linebacker guy, safety guy, whoever you want to use. He can take the quarterback. Same thing right here. Okay. All right, so now we're doing right here. We line it up in over. We line up in 2 threes, and we just going back to under. On free hitter. Okay? You got to find a way to gain free hitters, guys. You got to find a way to gain a guy. Okay? Find a way to gain a guy in a regular down. It's 1st and 10 right here. So now we have a 0 or negative, because if you don't do those things right there, you're going to end up 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 5. 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 5. Okay. Next thing is adding the linebacker. So now one before we added against Jack State, we went from base to bear out of we slammed the 5 down, remember? And then we brought it back off the edge. Right here, we're just keeping the end outside, and we add a 3 technique, which is who? The linebacker. Okay. So now all we're doing is add the 3 technique. We add the 3 technique to the weak side. Everybody else stay the same. So now he had C gap. We run the exchange and regular. So now we're going to do right here, we're just going to bring him B gap. For no reason at all. Just bring him. We're going to just give you guys on offense a different look. Okay? So give him a different look. Okay. And what it does is it tighten your coverage, it free guys up, and every gap is accounted for now. So now you got guys in one-on-ones as opposed to guys getting combo. Because now if I get a guy that's running through B gap right here, somebody got to pick him up. I don't know who, ain't that smart. B gap, A gap, I assume. So now we got a free hitter. Because now you went from a 4-man front to a 5-man front just by bringing the linebacker. Okay. Skip this one right here. Okay. So now here go your 3 down front right here. Okay. Versus 11. All right. So now he's just playing A. They playing A gap together. He's playing B. He's playing C. He's playing C front side. He's playing B front side. All the gaps accounted for. Okay. They run a power play. Now, when they run the power, we should have got the defensive end. I'm sorry. Let me change this up. So now we call it a pop. So now we're exchanging the 3-tech, the 4-eye, and the C-gap defender. So now we're just going with the 4-eye, he can become the C-gap defender, and the stand-up guy will become, and they run power. So now he should have been better. He should have got a run through right there. Okay. But see, the center is blocking back, and we mugging it. You guys see what we're doing right there? So now we got a lot going on. We got a whole different look pre-snap, and the exchange is completely post-snap. Then all of a sudden you got free runners. Okay? The most things you can have those guys doing post-snap, the better off you're going to be. Okay? All right, right here, we just bring A gap. Okay? And what we done pre-snap right here, the game before, we walked the mic up. Make them call some. Make sure everybody on the same page. Okay? Because what I'm playing against, again, I'm playing against these guys. I want these guys to have the think on the run. Okay? Now you see again with the reaches, how the guys are getting vertical. Okay? Getting vertical. And we bringing his linebacker. Now he probably should have read out of it quicker. Okay? But now he got to go block. When 72 is looking to take over, right? 72 is looking to take over right here. All of a sudden, his linebacker takes it, right? The linebacker takes what? A gap. So now that guy thought he had help. He didn't have no help. All right? So he should be passing him off to 72, but we brought the linebacker. A gap. Freeze him up. Okay? So now you're able to create negatives, okay? Create negatives on first and second down. Okay, let me show you a couple more clips, guys. I don't know how much time I got. All right. Okay. All right, right here. So that's the base look right here. So now what we're doing right here is watch the 3 technique. I'm sorry, the backer and the defensive end. So now normally we'll play it. He would play B gap. He'll play C gap. Okay. So what we did is right here, just say we want to maintain a good, strong 6-man box. We're playing cover 1 right here. Okay. We're playing cover 1, but then we have the backer playing B gap. So normally in base, he would be underneath and he'd be outside or whatever we're doing. But now we just exchange it up. So now the combo is coming to the mic. Sorry, to the wheel, which is right here. Okay. And so now that's a whole different look for that tackle. So he normally, this guy crushing inside, but now he's going to stay out. Now the combo is going right here, but the tackle is gone now. So now long the linebackers go ahead and go, and you see where the doggone inside guy, number 93, as soon as that combo leaves. Okay? So now he's playing a 2-eye. Now he's too thick on the center right there. He's playing a 2-eye because where the back's away. Okay? So now he's attacking here. Then once that guy leaves, boom, I can show back up. All right. The big thing for me, is if you can make those guys have different looks, okay? Post-snap, not pre-snap, post-snap. Some pre-snap, sometimes we'll move to different things, But if you can make those guys have to change, have to think back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, the better off you're going to be. Okay. So hopefully you guys got some. I don't know how much time is. I think it'll be about an hour or so. Hopefully you guys got some out of this. Really appreciate being on. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my little ideas and stuff like that. Right here, you guys see my Twitter and my email and all that stuff. If anything were to come up and you have any questions, anything like that, any ideas that you may have that you can share with me, I'd love to have you. Send them to me or ask questions, anything like that. I really appreciate you guys' time. Hopefully you got something out of it again. And go Tigers.
That's awesome, Coach. I'll ask a few questions and a few comments I got. Um,
Okay.
the first thing I got, man, I love that you touched right away about like the players and love and care for the players, like talking about the day to day. That's the biggest thing I learned early in my career is it's not just about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and Joes. Like, do you give a shit about them? That give a shit factor, and also talking about like being a coach, like what you do in that room and how you act in that building. That's a direct correlation to like the players, how they respect you and that vibe,
It's
and
huge. It's
you
huge.
know,
It's huge. It's huge. And it's overlooked so much. That's what get me about it. Because we as coaches, we want to be a certain way. We want our kids to do a certain way, but then we don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
no
So we got
doubt,
to
man.
make sure whatever we preaching, we're doing it ourselves. And I'm not perfect by no means. I mean, I have a lot of faults
Mhm.
and things like that, but I try to be on time. I try to be, we want the kids to be bright eyed, bushy tail, and communicate loud and clear. And I try to do the same thing. I try to make sure that anything I'm asking them kids, I'm doing it myself. You
No, I
know,
respect that.
um, and I think they, what I mean, and I think they, sometimes you got guys, man, they fight it and stuff like that. But if I'm asking you to work hard, I make sure I'm working hard. They come by the office. I tell the guys all the time, man, you come by, I'm here. I'm here. And I ain't messing around. And I'm giving you everything I got, you know. Now when I get off work, I go watch TV and relax like you do. But when I hit that doggone door right here, or I hit that practice field, I'm gonna give it to you. And I don't want you to, I can't tell you to be high energy. I'm not high energy. I can't tell you to give great effort. I'm not giving great effort. Knowing what's going on, you
No
know.
doubt.
What we doing? What we had in practice? You know what I'm saying? I always tell the guys, man, I'm gonna be sharp with that. I'm gonna look at that practice script. I'm gonna put a good plan together, and we're gonna be ready to go.
I feel it. Something I also loved was like talking about special teams, like field goal block. Like that is big in a program. Like my last year at Drake, our D line probably blocked 3 or 4 field goals off of just guys giving high efforts, like making
Let's
an
go.
impact in. Um, this might be illegal, but like one of the guys when we played Presbyterian, as that ball was getting snapped, one of our D tackles kind of swiped that ball and it messed up the timing and
Take it
shit. We,
serious.
we we took it to overtime and won in overtime. So like that can
Yeah,
make
yeah.
an
Take it
impact on how
serious.
much you care about special teams. And I love that you mentioned also about like the run fits. Like I'm assuming you guys do that like in walkthrough and practice. Let's
A
with the
thousand
lineup
times.
1,000 times.
1,000 times. 1,000 times. Because we know a run hit. Everybody need to know what happened.
Hmm.
Did you track it? Did you spill it? Did you force it? Did you contain it? And we got to make sure we got the guys in place to do that first. Because sometimes you'll see, we watch a film right now going over like corrections. There's a couple
Hmm.
plays we had to write them down. Like we need to figure out how we want to play this because these offenses now they bring some stuff to you now. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? They bring some stuff to you, so you got to make sure that all the base stuff is fit up well. Make sure that you have your different calls because sometimes you just run counters and powers off base. But what if you run this 5-man pressure? What if it's bare? What if it's these different fronts and you don't have an answer for it? So we'll try to go through stuff as much as we can, and then we run into something that we don't have an answer for. I try to go find an answer before we get out there and play it again.
No doubt, bro. Something I also took away was like I love that you mentioned kind of being the multiple a little bit, but it's within your program. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a
Right,
lot of
right, right.
you're not it doesn't sound like you're doing like a complete overhaul. It's just little adjustments, like probably week to week, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
And kind of like a lot of like smoke and mirrors, like, hey, we maybe show like some teams will show a 6 up look, you know what I mean? But you got 2 guys dropping out. It's just creating
right.
different pictures and forcing your players um to kind of adjust a little bit. but also at the end of the day, it's not like just trying to beat the coordinator. It's like these players trying to beat each other. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
You're
right,
not trying
right.
to
And
out
that's
scheme
my yeah.
guys. It's just
That's my thing. Like on defense, I want those offensive guys to try to figure it out in 3 seconds.
no,
You
I
know what
feel
I'm saying?
yep.
Like everything you practiced on and went over and walked through, and it's 3 seconds right here. I want you to figure it out because you got to over. Just say you got to over front, right?
Hmm.
But all of a sudden it's bare, and I just realized it was bare 2 seconds ago. You got what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I got to be able to block bare as opposed to blocking over. But I ain't have no time to do it. It's like a pop quiz as opposed to a final. You got what I'm saying? So a pop quiz, oh, here you go, the question right here. Boom, got 5 minutes. As opposed to we got a test next Friday,
Hmm.
right? So if I got to all of a sudden I walk into that meet, into that classroom, it's a pop quiz. I get nervous. As opposed to I got final next Friday, I got time to figure it out. So what we'll try to do is, if I know they change, and I'm gonna change, or sometimes I'll fake like I'm changing and stay with the same thing. Okay, but it's all within the framework what we're doing. And what we'll try to do is we just have a lot of tag words, a lot of tag words. Move to this,
Hmm.
shift to this, show this, go to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think what it does is it gives the guys opportunity to be a little creative. Okay, but for the most part, what I'm trying to do is dictate what I want to do, as opposed to defensive. I think sometimes we try to um, counter. Oh, they running counter. Oh, they running power. We got to do this. Oh, they running split zone. We have to do this. As opposed to, I'm finna run this mic back through A gap right now.
I gotcha.
And what are you gonna do? You might have counter call, okay? And we get a run, pin and pull call. We get a clean run through, okay? Or we might bring the guy off the weak side edge, and you got a play action call. You see what I'm saying?
No
As
doubt, bro.
opposed to I'm sitting out here and they look at it and they check. I'm about to bring this linebacker right now,
No doubt.
okay? And then the next time we're gonna walk him up, and we're not gonna bring him.
I gotcha.
And that center got to figure out, is he coming, is he not? So now that check, that movement I supposed to been getting ready for, I forgot all about that. So now we don't walk this guy up. Now we brought three technique back to A gap. The mic dropped out. So you still got an A gap defender, but he came from the three technique. You probably was coming from the mic.
Hmm.
And all it was is the tag. Okay. And
No
I
doubt.
just feel like guys got to make sure they're doing a lot of stuff on defense. Don't limit yourself. Don't overdo it, of course,
No doubt.
but don't limit yourself where you're sitting up.
No, I feel you. I mean, it makes me reflect like back in my career is something we used to do at a few places I've been at is we take one pressure and we just adjust who's coming the next week. It's the same pressure for the back end. Like it doesn't change too much. It's just, hey, this guy has this responsibility this week. You know what I mean? Guys are just trading jobs. It's just two guys,
Mhm.
and it's the same pressure. It's the same look. It's just instead of this end dropping or this linebacker blitzing, is it's just trading jobs, and it's not too complex, but it's a new wrinkle because a lot of teams that let's say that Monday through Thursday, they're obviously I've been on the opposite side, and you've have too. It's just like they're also game planning you as well. Like they're gonna put the certain types of fronts, the certain types of pressures, but if it doesn't, if you add layers to it, it messes with a lot of people, and that's why I loved when you talked about like going to the three down stuff. Like it's just a look, but we still have that same guy, or we
Same
trade
thing.
him
We
to
do
a
the same thing.
linebacker, and you're just plugging and playing him, and you're just adjusting the pieces a little bit to not a complete overall. So I love that.
That's
That was
right.
good stuff, and um, you know, you put up your questions and stuff like that. If anybody else has questions, if not, Coach, they can reach you on Twitter. You put up your contact earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. Anybody got any questions in the still in the chat, or want to type it out or ask? Turn on your mics. Can you put up your contacts again, Coach, real quick? Your
Yes, sir. I
Twitter.
think I can get to it. I think I
Thank
can
you
get to
so
it. Hold on
much.
one second. Let me see what I got here. Okay, here we go.
There we go. And let me do this, Coach, seeing nobody's asked questions. You want to give any quick plug about I don't want to, but how is it pronounced again? Tuskegee? I don't want to butcher it.
Tuskegee? Yes, sir. Yeah,
Tuskegee.
you good. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Yep.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
Uh,
Just like I say again, just follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I try to keep a lot of information out there about the school, about our football program, about the university. And then, we play on TV, pretty good amount. So, if you guys ever see our university on TV or on YouTube, anything like that, just feel free to reach out and see if there's any, anything that we're doing that I showed that you see it on film and, it matches up.
somebody asked, do you guys recruit the West Coast?
Not as much, man. Like Division II level, with our 36 scholarships, by the time, nothing against other areas, but by the time we get through with Georgia and Florida and Mississippi and Alabama, like we really don't have any. I mean, we get pretty full pretty quick. That's kind of, unless we got a connection or something. We have a quarterback from California. We had a connection with him. We went out there. We went out there 2 summers ago and saw him and thought something of him. But by the time we get through, if we really doing our due diligence over here, it's more players than spots, to be honest with you.
My recommendation, if guys do have like guys from different states, like go
Center.
out to their camp. That's the best advice. Like if it's when I was at the D2 level, if a kid made his way on your campus, like that's going to help your chances. You know what I mean? To build a connection, build a relationship. That would be my recommendation.
That's right.
The coach about with the West Coast, like if he really wants to be at his university, come out to the camp. Really show these coaches that you want to be there. That's my best advice.
Yep. Now we have a HBCU camp in June out there in California.
Okay.
So I don't have the details to it just yet, but if you can reach out to me, once we get into part of March, April, I can find out. But we come to LA every year, and we have a HBCU camp out there, and I think it's a good deal to reach guys on the other end because players all over the country. But by the time we recruit our state of Alabama, recruit state of Georgia, Mississippi, we really have to turn the guys away. We really have more players than we do have spots for.
Somebody asked, how do you keep the fits the same going from 4 down to 3 down front?
Well, again, going back to it, let me see. Can I get back to it? Let me see here. How do I get back to that? Okay, let me see. Can I get back to it real quick? Okay, so what I'll do is we'll just line up in a different spot and we go into the same place, if that makes sense. Hopefully my guy's still on there. They asked me that question. Okay.
I believe he is.
So just say for instance right here, let's go to 11 personnel. So now your strong side ends playing 6 technique, we playing C gap. 3 technique, playing B gap. Nose is playing A. Mike is playing A. Strong weak side ends playing B gap. Or C, depends on the block he gets. And the wheel is playing B gap, C gap playing the block he get. Okay. Coverage is the same. Run whatever coverage you want to run. You run cover 3, cover 4, any type of match quarters, match 3, anything like that. But now we go to our 3 down. All we doing is instead of a 3, it was a 3 in the last one. Now he's just playing a 4-eye. Nose, instead of playing a shade, he's lining head up, but he still is going to play A gap strong, A gap weak, depending on where we send him. Okay. Now that 5 is playing a 4 on the backside. So instead of playing a 5 and 4, so now this guy blocks down, he'll play B gap. This guy squeezes. So if he blocks base, we'll play B gap. If he goes down, we'll be a chase player B gap. With the backs away, he probably wouldn't do that. If he were to get high hat, we'll pop outside for pass. Okay. And that's the exact same thing he was doing from the overfront. So now this guy here in the overfront, the 4 down, he was lined up in the 6. Now he's playing off the ball. Okay. And now instead of playing a 3, playing a 4-eye, so that allowed this guy to play off the ball. But now he's still going to spike C gap if it's run. But now it'll look like he's blitzing or he's doing something spectacular, but it's really just he's playing the same gap from a stacked position. But now you got a whole nother front. So now the Mike's still A gap defender. He's still a BC gap defender. He's still a BC gap defender. Nose is A strong or weak, and everything stays the same. Okay, from a gap responsibility standpoint. Now, a 4 wide and a 3, totally different, right? One of them you taking on the guard, the other one you taking on the tackle. Okay, but your gap is still B gap. So right here, we still B gap player, still a BC gap player depending on the block. Okay, you go back here, exact same thing. He's still a B gap defender, but he's playing from a 3 technique. So well, on the I front, he's playing from a 4 I. His nose is in a 3 down. He's an A gap defender. In a 4 down, he's still an A gap defender, but one of them he's playing from a hit him nose. The other one he's playing from a shade. Same thing. The technique we play over here with the BC gap defender right there by the rush in. Over front, he's playing from a 5. Under front, he's playing from a 4 I. Exact same thing. So, hopefully
Coach
that
also
answers
had
the
a
question.
yeah. The coach also had a follow up. Like, how do you guys adjust gap scheme versus 3 down or gap scheme versus 4 down to 3 down? Like, how do you guys adjust to that? Was this kind of follow up question? Was it?
Say what's the question again? I'm sorry.
Uh, how about gap scheme versus 4 down and 3 down? Like, how do you guys play that?
Okay, so I mean, be honest with you, we kind of do it the exact same way. Okay, just say if you run let's go to base. Just say you run power. Let's go 2 back. So you run power play, right? So now you have a 3 technique that's taken on double team. He's spilling on the edge, right? He's fast at the edge. He's tracking the puller. So now the guard pulls, right? Back block by the nose. He's going to gap hinge right here on the backside with the rush in. He's going to try to fight inside B gap. He's going to play the edge. Okay? That's how we play power out of over. Now, if you go to a line, we call it track call, you call it whatever you want to call it. That's your B gap defender, right? That's still your B gap defender, exact same thing. Okay, so now he's still double team, he's still taking on B gap. This guy is the C gap defender. So now if he goes to kick, he's going to spill it. Exact same way. So he'll start, he kind of move around, kind of dance. He may walk up if he feel like he's going to get kicked right now. But he's just going to be a free hitter. Not free hitter, but he's going to be a free player pre-snap. But he's still a free gap. I'm sorry, still a big guy defender. Okay? Now, I don't know how they going are they going to double this? Are they going to double his nose and try to play him straight up? And the offense do that different, correct? So now if they double the 3 just to make sure you get him 4 make sure you get him up out of there, then this guy got to play one-on-one, correct? So now if it goes the other way, just say they're going to double the nose to make sure they get him, now this guy got to win. But it doesn't matter however they play that's fine. So now just say they doubled it to 4 and block the nose and they pull right here. So now they pull this guard, now this 4 was with the gap on the backside. Now he should be working through B gap right there. Okay. Now the guard pulls, the wheel is still tracking the puller, and the mic is still fast at the edge. Okay. So it doesn't change anything gap scheme wise, how we doing it, just the technique changes. Okay. And with those 4 eyes, those guys pull out the 4 eyes, we really try to get those 4 eyes to try to show back up right here if they were to pull. Now they block back, try to block back with the 3 technique and go down, which they could do. Okay. They could do. If that center were to leave that nose guard, just say they tried to gap hinge, pull. No, I'm sorry. Go back. If they were to try to pull the center, or if they tried to pull that guard and block back with the center to the 4 say they were to try to do that, you know what I'm saying? This guy right here, say they lead this guy for quarterback, whatever. If they pull that nose, if that center lead that nose guard not crashing out and TFL, and now he got to come over there with me for a couple plays. Okay? So what we're trying to do is everybody try to run their same gap. Adam, over. All right? Power play. Or the 3 down. We try to do it the exact same way. Okay? So just say, for instance, if it was like some type of counter look or something like that, just say this guy going back for GY counter. Same thing. If he blocking back and we can't get none on that three technique, we don't get a lot of counter because we put that three technique to the fullback. So we don't get as much counter as some teams do. Okay. But if they were to try to do this right here, now the three technique could be working B gap. All right. They'll block down here. They'll block down here, right? So the same thing. So now this guy's doing what? He's spilling. Excuse me. He's the second spiller. He'll be the fourth player. Then we'll try to get the mic over. Okay. So now, same thing over here. We're trying to do the exact same thing. Just say they did run counter, which we don't get a lot of it. Okay. Just say if you're trying to get something down like this, right? I don't know how they play this play, the double team right here. And then you get these two guys out. Okay. We'll try to get under, which this 4-eye shouldn't let this tackle, shouldn't block back out of the 4-eye. Okay. And that's something that we also do on a gap scheme team. We would try to cover the pullers, which it sounds simple, but if you got a guy that pull a lot, just say put a guy over him. Mm-hmm. Okay. You say for team run power, just say for team run power. Okay. And they're trying to double right here, right? Let's see. Let me go back to the base. Okay. So just say for team run power a lot, right? Instead of playing a 3, you still can play in the over front, play this guy in a 4-eye. All right. Put him in a 4-eye because who's trying to go block? They run a power wheel, right? So this guy's trying to go block the wheel. Put this guy over the wheel. Okay? Play a shade and a 4-eye. Because now you know this guy's pulling team run power a lot. He's back blocking, he's pulling. A 2-eye going to be a little easier to block than a shade. But when I get a shade right here, that guy blocks back, I'm making gain that nose guard because we're going to gap in with this rush in. Okay? So now the guard, you guys saw it on film against Alabama State, the guard tried to climb, but the back was already gone. Okay? As opposed to when you got him in that shade and the 3 technique down here, boom, he cancels this. I'm not canceling, he combos up. That's a better little angle for him right there. Okay? So they run into the fullback and the fullback stand, slide your front. Don't play a 2-eye, play a heavy shade. Okay? Then if you play in the rock technique, which we play, you can cross face with his nose. We can gain a guy because I know sometimes teams run power. This guy pulls. You want to keep this guy back and track this guy, correct? But now, if you put an in and B gap, the guy pulls, you can actually cross face with their nose and pull him back. Okay? So to answer your question with the odd front, with the gap scheme stuff, it does it to us, for me, okay, being able to cover those second level guys up, to be able to cover the pullers up, you know, because now I just say if you're going to pull this guy, how you going to play the nose? Okay, you're going to double him and leave this guy one-on-one? Are you going to double here, leave the nose one-on-one? Are you going to block back? I don't know. Okay, but I just feel like when you're giving these guys different looks, because I know offensively, teams, what they'll do is they'll try to make sure they got the right matchup. If they feel they can handle this guy one-on-one, then they'll double somebody else. Okay? I don't know who they feel good about, who they don't feel good about. I have certain guys, you have certain guys on your team that you're like, okay, if you one-on-one, you better be winning. Okay? But hopefully answer your question. Again, we'll try to do it the same way as far as the gap. Run fits where you're supposed to be. You just coming from a different place, and you're just coming from a different technique.
No, bro. Yeah, I think that's like what you talked about earlier was like with run fits, man. Like really being on the same page with your D line and linebacker, and trying to have those
8,000
linebackers
times.
having those linebackers be able to be free and be able to scrape and just adjust is my best advice for the coach that asked the question. It's, you know, is your D line and linebacker on the same page? It doesn't really matter how you fit it up, as long as you have the guys that understand, hey, this is where I have to be to blow this play up. It's kind of just based on your personality adjustments you have to make a little bit.
All right.
No doubt. Right. Well, I appreciate you so much again, Coach. I think I answered all the questions in the chat, and I truly do appreciate you being willing to present and talk today.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. It's good stuff, man. I'm about to pick up a lot of it from you now.
I appreciate it, brother. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day and enjoy it, man.
All right, thank you, now.
All right, bye-bye.